Hey everybody, I'm happy to see you guys. And today let's talk about 3 dates rule in United States. As far as I know now, there are 3 date rule in United States. If you go out with somebody, it's supposed you like your date, and after 3 dates you consider it that you're dating, you're maybe girlfriend and boyfriend or a couple, and basically it's okay to go to more intimate relationship, to have sex. It's supposedly after 3 dates it's totally fine. And you guys were asking me if Eastern European ladies have the same mentality. Does it work? Do we do it like that over there? And so let's get to it. We do not have that mentality. And for me being here for 8 years, I do not get to it too. I think that it really depends how I feel, or how on the situation. I would feel very pressured if after 3 days I supposed to get close with somebody. I might even not be close, not be oh God, not be even thinking about it. I think it's hard to count happiness or count a best formula for things. So I would say that rule doesn't really work for us. It might probably take more time than that, because 3 days is not so much. I think, to me, honestly, to build up tension and to build up real interest and respect and some feelings, 3 days aren't quite enough. The exception might be if you knew each other before, stayed in touch, maybe you saw each other every day at work or at school, or I don't know, online or something like that. That is different, because you already developed interest, maybe even some feelings, and if you see each other for a couple of times, yes, it's possible. I am old-fashioned when it comes to these things, because I think the better ground you put, the better basement you build, you will have more respect, more connection, and you will actually end up having better sexual experience a little bit later on because of the build-up tension. It's a beautiful thing of real desire. And when you have sex for the first time with a person that you basically already love, that's a totally different experience. It's a total game changer. Some of you guys were writing me, oh, I date girls, but I don't feel anything. Well, it's because you date the same kind of girls, because you have same kind of relationship, you have same kind of scenario. You go out to hook up, she looks cute, she looks attractive, okay, let's go and have sex. Basically, a lot of times, that's how it works. So what do you expect? If you did not invest in that woman, if you did not spend time to get to know her, if you did not build some friendship before, how is it magically it's supposed to be exciting and fulfilling and incredible? Guys, if we aren't working on ourselves, if we do not fix those things inside, if we do not put effort, great things probably not going to happen. Somebody posted today that, or girls usually don't pay attention at me, but here I was lucky and I had some sexual experience with somebody, but I was disappointed. Well, that is not her problem, that you were disappointed. Maybe you were expecting something more, then you need to invest into something more. If you say that usually girls do not like you, why they do not like you? Maybe you have bad attitude. Maybe you are negative. Maybe you aren't growing. Maybe you're one of those people, when people tell you, yes, you can, you're like, oh, I can't, oh, I'm not good enough. Maybe you attracted a lady that wasn't quite level you want to be, but are you on that level yourself? The other person cannot fulfill you. And if that girl chose you, be very happy. Be so grateful that she spends that time with you. Make you feel great about it. Don't be disappointed if somebody lets you come close them, whether it was great experience or not so great. Be super grateful. Make them feel amazing for trusting you. Somebody thought you were interesting. Somebody thought that would be a good experience. Put appreciation into that, rather than not be happy. So basically, you're just not a happy person, because if you do not attract ladies, you do not have sex, you are grumpy. Oh, nobody likes me. When you attracted a lady and you had experience that was probably quite nice, that was not good enough. Guys, happiness is an inner job. It's an inner job. So do not wait that something was supposed to be different or anything like that. You aren't happy when you have it, and you aren't happy when you don't. There is something wrong. That's just my response to one of the comments, and I appreciate you as a subscriber, but honestly, you need to start working on yourself. It has nothing to do with the girl. That's just my honest answer. You guys know I do consultations and I don't do the fluffy stuff. I think it doesn't help. You need to go in the root of the problem, and then you have a possibility to resolve it. So, don't mean to make a lecture, but we, again, coming back to the video, we do not have this rule. I don't think this rule is cool. I understand it's a cultural thing and I'm fine with that. But if you guys are dating a Russian or Ukrainian lady, we do not follow this rule. It might take you 2 months or 3 months or maybe a year to win over her heart. Maybe 1 week. You never know. I would just say, just be yourself. Just enjoy it. No matter what you guys doing, whether you go out to the restaurant or to the park or, I don't know, to the bookstore or out to dance, just be yourself. Try to feel your partner, what she feels comfortable with, what is her outlook. How does she feel? Usually we like to build up a connection before we take it to the next level. Very often relationships that just starts with very quick passion, they as quickly go away. We all been there, we all know that, right? So now you know. Use it to your advantage. Do not ever put pressure. And if you really like that lady, show some effort, invest some time, invest some attention, make you feel comfortable. Because one of the things when we feel tensed is when we feel the pressure that, oh, he's expecting that. Make you feel free. This is the only way, if that meant to be, if you're meant to go to more intimate level, it's going to happen at some point, and it's going to be amazing. Because when a lady doesn't feel the pressure, she blossoms. There is a saying somewhere in Latin America, when the guy wants it, it's good. When she wants it, it's great. I think it's way worth it to have more romance and wait till it happens naturally. It might happen faster. You never know. But waiting till she really ready is always a good idea. And that experience would be and will be way more amazing than trying to, kind of grab the fruit that's not ripe yet. Like a green apple. It's okay, but it's not great. Wait till she is ready. She will give you some signals, and be wise. Thank you.
Yo, what's up, people? It's your buddy Philko here, reporting live from your mama's house. Doing my thing as I usually do, messing up my English. And of course, that's Veronica over there, using another one of her videos. I think she's a great YouTuber. I like watching her videos, and her link is in the description. You should definitely go subscribe to her if you like hearing about, things in Russia and America, and especially things about women. I would actually say she's the expert, not me, because people think I'm some girl expert when I'm not. You guys don't really know much about me and girls. Maybe back in the day, I used to, throw girls on camera every time, but now I don't. I only put Juicy Bear and Dasko on camera. All the other girls that I may know very well, you guys have no idea. You know nothing about them. You don't know what they look like. I probably talked about them. You know nothing about them. I don't just throw anybody on camera anymore because, I live here. And then I gotta run into them later if we stop talking, like, delete my videos and all this crap. So I only put people in front of the camera that I'm really, really comfortable with, But other than that, let's get to something. Are Russian Ukrainian women easy to sleep with and stuff? I'm gonna tell you this. From what I hear from foreigners who come here and talk to me, I would have to say no. Because they all tell me the same thing. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. I don't know about no 3-date rule. I don't know. I'm a little different than the average guy. And anyone I've ever hung out with, they know this about me. I don't take girls home on the first night. I don't do that. The only time I've done it was when I was with Andre, and I'm gonna get into that. No homo. I'll get into that. But I don't do that because I don't trust people like that. Especially when they're drunk. I don't want a girl, when I go out, what I do is I get the phone number and on to the next one. I get the next girl's phone number or Instagram, then on to the next one. Then I'll contact them later when they're sober, then we can meet up or whatever. I don't like dealing with drunk girls. That's not my thing, because I don't want a girl to be with me just because she's drunk. So let me tell you, for example, now that I think about it, if I were to date or spend a lot of time with the drunk girls that I meet in clubs, I would have a lot more women in my life, or would have dealt with a lot more women. Because let me explain this to you. I would say about half the girls who even asked me for the information, or even more than half, don't even communicate with me again after that night. So it's like I'm standing there, they come up to me drunk, like, oh, you're so this and that. Can I have a photo? Can I have your number? I'm like, all right, here it is. And they never text me. And I understand in Russia, it is very important that the man texts first. It's important that you do it. Sometimes I text first, no answer. It's like, hey, how's it going? You want to hang out with me and my friend Andre? And I get no response. I'm like, the fuck she text my number for? So that's why I don't deal with drunk chicks. All I do is take the information and move on. But if I would have dealt with them in that drunk mentality that they had at the time, I would have probably gotten somewhere. But I don't like that. I don't want to just be with a girl because I can do it. I want to be with a girl because I know she likes me. Not because the alcohol is making her super brave and she wants to try something new. No, I want to know that she actually likes me. That's how I am. That's why I don't like strip clubs, even though I'm going next week for Andre's birthday. But I won't be with any strippers. I'm bringing a girl with me because I don't want to deal with any strippers because I don't like that stuff. But Andre loves it, so I'm going to treat him on his birthday. Well, actually, today's his birthday. Happy birthday, Nyaka. I got to text his ass. I thought his birthday was Saturday because that's when we're going to the strip club, but it's today, the 6th. And we're going to the strip club on the 7th, 8th, 9th, 11th. All right, gangster. I'll text him. What else? And, oh yeah. So, if I would have dealt with those chicks when they were in that mind state, when they're drunk, I would have smashed a lot more here than I have. That doesn't bother me because I'm about girls actually liking me. But like I said, most foreigners say it's much harder than they expected. I always hear that. But this is from white guys. I don't have any black friends here. I don't have any black foreigner friends here. You know what I mean? So I'm sure it's a different story for us. Not saying it means we get every girl or we get no girls. It's just a different situation. If you hang out with me, you know instantly it's a different situation with me because of my race, because I'm different and whatever. It's anybody will tell you that. If you don't know me, one thing I don't like is that people exaggerate shit. I'll go somewhere and a bunch of girls will look at me and start talking. They're like, oh, those girls like you. Go over there. You can have any one of those girls they all like. I'm like, doesn't mean they fucking like me just because they're looking at me and giggling. Maybe they recognize me from YouTube. Maybe it's like, wow, my first time seeing a black guy. It doesn't mean they just want me to bend them over. And that's the mentality a lot of people have because I don't know why the fuck they think that. I guess they just think it because they know I'm a rarity here. They know girls like me or whatever, so they assume every girl who gives me attention likes me sexually, when that's not the case. I've been trying to tell people this for years, but they don't listen. They don't listen. They're not going to. Sure, You can ask anyone who works at any of the bars I go to, or the doorman at my apartment, or the security at any club or bars I go to. They'll tell you the same thing. Yeah, this guy's always with different girls. But it's not even like that, because you know what? If they actually pay attention, if they see me like on a one-on-one date for like the past 30 days, they would probably only see me with like 5 girls. Now, how do you know any of those girls or even girls I'm dating, or they're just my friends? How do you know? But like you see it and you just assume he got all these girls. It's like when I'm talking about one-on-one here. When I go as a group, there's a lot of girls. But when it's like one-on-one, it's like, it's just me and her. You saw me with her before. It's just like 5 of them. How do you know we're dating, whatever? It's just, usually when people see you with a girl, you're black and Russian, they're going to assume you're dating, period. If there's 3 girls talking to me, giving me their phone numbers, people will assume all 3 of those girls would have banged me, period. It's crazy. My friends do the same shit. It's unbelievable. But anyway, back to the topic. So this is what I want to say. When it comes to women sleep with you and all this stuff and blah, 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 what a lot of people fail to realize or even mention is the situation. Now, I got to embarrass Andre on this one. I don't want to. That's my dog and all, but I have to. Just because this is an example. Look, let me just explain this. Because Andre, you know, when we first met, he's still kind of geeky. And he's a geeky ass dude, but he's cool. You know, he's not emotional. He's a fucking man. Don't get it twisted. He's not emotional. He's a man, but he's just kind of small. And he laughs a lot, so it makes him, and smiles a lot, so it makes him look kind of like a kid to girls. That's why girls don't get so mad when he slaps their ass and grabs their tits at random, because he looks like, you know, some young innocent guy. They're like, okay, just go away, little boy, and you know, he gets away with anything, right? But when I first met this guy, you know, he's never had any women in his life, and I've seen him, you know, be involved, like not the actual action, but I've seen him get involved with numerous women. What's interesting is this guy has had, you know, he's had a number of one-night stands. But what's interesting about these one-night stands were that it wouldn't have happened if he wasn't in the situation he was in. You know what I mean? So for example, in both situations I was there. In both situations I was with him. And in both situations I kind of did things, no, not kind of, I did do things I usually wouldn't do because I was helping him out. You know what I mean? In the situations I can remember right now, there's probably more, that's just what I remember. So the ones I remember right now are recent. Both of them are recent. And these are the ones I'm remembering. They're in this apartment. So last apartment, I don't remember. There were times he was even there without me, or just 1 or 2 times. But the 2 I remember were in this apartment. And like in both those situations, they're both attractive girls, especially the first one, extremely attractive. But in these situations, I kind of facilitated it. You know, it was kind of me saying, let's do this, let's do that, or me just calling him like, yo, bro, come over. First time I was like, yo, those girls over there, chick's really hot, they talking to us, let's bring them back to my place. Came to my place, hung out, he got it. I initiated it for him because he's my dog, and then he ended up being in a good situation. The other time I remember, which was extremely recent, very recent, my bad, Dre, if I forgot more, was a situation. There's a girl I was hollering at. I liked her a lot. We still see each other today. And I'm like, you got a friend you can bring? She goes, yeah. I call up Andre. I'm like, Andre, bring your ass. I got a girl coming to see me. She's bringing a girl come over. And the same thing happened for him. And basically what I'm saying is, had he been like maybe by himself or didn't have friends who were willing to go the whole 9 yards for him, he would think like, oh, I could never ever do that. Never ever do that. You know, there's one time when I had 2 apartments at once, I gave him the keys. Like, he got the key to this apartment. So like when I get a new apartment again, and when I go to New York, he's going to be able to use this apartment when he wants. So when I first got this apartment, and I had the old apartment, same time, maybe 3 days, I gave him the key to that apartment. And the first night he was there by himself, he brought 3 girls to the apartment. I never really asked about details of that night, because, you know, it's not really my business. I just know one girl there I'm sure nothing happened with. But the other 2 girls, I really didn't ask. You know, that's his business. I don't really care. You know what I mean? We don't usually talk like that too much. Like, I did this with a girl. We don't really talk like that. So, you know, was it a good night? All right. That's all I need to know. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, if he hadn't been with me at these times, that wouldn't have happened for him. And it would have most likely made him think, oh, I can never do this. It's really hard. It's really difficult. But people fail to mention the situation. They fail to mention what kind of friends do you have. That's what I've been trying to tell Kent forever. It's like, yo, where are your friends? Where are they at? Where are your friends who are there to like take you out and be like, hey, have you met my friend Kent? And like walk away. All those little silly things raise your odds. Like, where are your friends who got your back? Where they at though? You know what I mean? Where they at? So that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I don't get. You know, that's just what I don't get. It's like, people just need to realize that not everything is just about how girls usually think about, but it's also about the situation, and it's also about the person. So I'm sure there's many Russian guys out here who are really attractive, and they're used to getting girls on the first night every single time. Every single time. Not every single time, but like 80% of the time. I'm sure it happens. I'm sure I've seen it. I remember one time I was living in Ukraine. I can say this now. Statute of limitations. Anyway, I was living in Ukraine. I don't know why it's a statute of limitations. And there was this guy, like he was, no homo, he was a real good looking guy. I remember, he was extremely good looking. You know, you can just tell, like when you see him, he's like, oh, this guy gets all the chicks. You know, he's one of those guys. And he's a really nice guy. He wasn't a tall guy or anything. He was like my height, but he had like really blue eyes and just good facial features. Like soft facial features. Not even the rough one, just the soft. He looked like a sad puppy dog kind of dude. Like that actor guy. What the fuck's his name? You guys know what I'm talking about. I forgot his name, but whatever. And one night, he was really nice to me. He was really nice. I don't know why he was so, he's not gay. But he was just really nice to me, I guess because he was working for the company that invited me there, so it was his job to be nice to me. He was very fucking nice. And so, the first night he stayed over, and it's funny because he was a cool dude, so I didn't notice him when he was there. So when I was going home and he was coming with me, I didn't even care. I just knew he had a girl with him. I had a girl with me, he just came over. And so he starts cooking and stuff immediately. He's like, I'm gonna cook for you, blah, blah, blah. And then the next morning, he cooked for me again in his underwear. I was about to kick the girls out. I'm like, y'all ain't doing shit. Why y'all here? Get the fuck out. But that night, he was with a girl, whatever, and then he gets a phone call. And then he comes over to me. And I'm like, what's wrong? And the best English he could muster up, he's like, please tell girlfriend, I with you only. Please, I only with you. And I'm like, oh shit. So my broken English, Russian, Ukrainian, all three at once, I was drunk. I'm telling her, it's just me, we're not gay, we're just hanging out. And right after I hung up the phone, I will never forget how this dude took that girl to the bathroom and banged her out for at least hour and a half. And with each pump, and with each thrust, with each spank, each scream, I felt so fucking guilty. I couldn't even smash the girl I was with until he was finished just because I honestly felt that guilty. Soon as they finished, I was like, all right, we're going to go in there. And I did my thing, but I couldn't even. And she's like, come on, baby. I'm like, you know what? Not right now. I just felt so bad. I just hate being a part of people fucking up. That's just me. I don't like being a part of people fucking up. I don't like it. I don't like being a bad influence. I don't like that shit. If I really think I'm a bad influence on someone's life, I gotta let them go. I gotta let them go. You know what I mean? I don't like being a bad influence. That is one of the worst feelings I can ever have, is actually being a bad influence. I don't like it. You know what I mean? I don't like it at all. I always try to be a positive influence in people I care about lives, you know, always. But if I'm a bad influence, you know, I'm out of there. You know, I remember Andre said some shit like, if he would have met me when he was in a university, he probably wouldn't even finish. I was like, dude, you would have fucking finished. I wouldn't have hung out with you if you weren't doing your schoolwork and shit. I wouldn't have been around you. And that's how I am. Like, I had a girl who wanted to come over last night. But I was like, don't you got the university tomorrow? She was like, yeah, why do you care? And I'm like, because I care about you. I don't want you to come over here and miss school just because you want to be with me. I'm not one of those dudes who ruins people's shit. I'm not one of those dudes who do that. I'm going to make a separate video about that. I'm not one of those dudes, though. But, yeah, that's really it. So I think a lot of people need to think more about the situation. Are Russian or Ukrainian women easy to sleep with? I don't know. It depends on who you are in the situation, just like in America. You know, but I would think culturally, on average, it's more difficult here than in America. Culturally, yes, it's more difficult here in Russia and America to sleep with women. It is more difficult. But like I said, it's not that much more difficult. It's about the situation. If you got the right friends, got the right look, you got the right car, whatever the fuck it is, just like in most countries in the world, you could get it. You can get it. But I can tell you one thing about Russia, it's not going to be as easy as you think when you come here. If you're one of the guys that go, oh, I'm a foreigner, or I'm black, yeah, I'm going to get all the girls. It's not going to be how you think. Especially because a lot of Russian girls are smart enough to know that's what you think, and so they don't want to show you that. Even though they may want to bang your brains out, they're not going to, just because they don't want you to think Russian women are easy. There's a lot of women like that. You know what I mean? So, all right, let me know what you think. And I'm out, Nichols. Later.